like my new red. I think it's cool. I've also got a light behind me there, which is giving me a hair light. 25 quid off Amazon. They're tiny and they're really, really shit. Full Zelda today. Full on Zelda-licious. Maybe I can make a purple. No, it just kind of blocks out the light completely. In with the blue. Okay, it kind of does something, I guess. Sure, let's roll with that. I'm happy with that. You don't really care, do you, really? Let's get into it, shall we? Hello everybody, it's me, Dean, and I'm here today to do a little bit of a microphone test. So basically it's going to be like a bit of a sound quality test. Obviously I've recently upgraded a microphone and I just kind of want to test that out. Also testing the reverb as well. I've put a furry cape, this thing, up here to sort of get rid of a bit of the reverb, which is holding up quite nicely. I just feel like this bit maybe could do with a little bit less reverberation. I've got a yellow hair light as well, which is a new addition, so welcome to you, yellow hair light. I keep looking at it and I keep going blind. I don't know why I keep doing it. So I guess we could like mix this with a bit of a review on like gear that I've got. Stuff that I use, stuff that I don't use. There's a bug in my light. Seriously, let me see if I can show you real quick. There he is. I'm gonna call him Jeff. You doing okay, bud? You enjoy my light, okay? Jeff's actually been in my room for several days now, and he's just about starting to get on my nerves now. By the way, if you don't have a cup of tea, I'm gonna give you like, what, 30 seconds to go get one? Starting now. Go on. Ooh, got a biscuit as well. We're gonna have a biscuit battle. I wanna know what your favorite type of biscuit is to dunk in a cup of tea. For me, I think it would have to be Hobnobs. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you've got yourself a cup of tea now. We're gonna go ahead and switch out the newest microphone, which is what I'm using now, to no microphone whatsoever. So this is gonna be the built-in microphone for the Canon M50. Canon M50 is what I'm using right now. Overall, a great camera, honestly. Mirrorless, tiny, doesn't take up much room, uses EF lenses. You can get an adapter, which is what I have, which I will show you in a minute. And all around, just a great vlogging camera, honestly. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch out the microphone. Okay, so what you're hearing now is the inbuilt camera microphone that comes with the M50. I've not really done much with this. I got a microphone kind of early on. It wasn't a great microphone, but it was at least better than the built-in one. So let's do a gear review, shall we? So I told my dad recently that I was getting a lot into photography and videography and filmmaking, and he actually had this camera, which he has kindly donated to me. It's the Canon EOS 500D. It does take an SD card. I don't know how old this is. I think it's got to be quite old. Okay, so as we know, we have the M50, which is what I'm using right now. But I've got a few accessories that I kind of use for when I'm out shooting. I mainly use this camera for vlogging purposes and a little bit of cinematography. I don't really use it for pictures all that much. I do have the Canon 1DX Mark II coming tomorrow, hopefully. Stay tuned for a video. Super excited about that. I'm gonna switch out the microphone now. Obviously that was the inbuilt microphone. I'm now gonna move over to the Comica. It's just a standard external microphone, really. It does have two options, one for DSLR, one for smartphone. I haven't actually used it for a smartphone. I would assume it would be okay. This thing did me well though. Like I went to Paris with it. It did give me an audibly better audio as well. I was happy with it for the time I had it. So I'm gonna chuck this on and then we're gonna see if there's much of a difference. Okay, so what you're listening to now is the Comica. I personally feel like it gives a good difference between the inbuilt microphone and the external one itself. It did very, very well for a while. I just feel like it needed a little bit of an upgrade. Moving on to some more gear as well. So anybody who's gonna get one of these M50s, if you want some good lenses, you are gonna have to get an adapter. I think it did cost a little bit of money, but apart from that, like, you can use any Canon lens with this. You just twist it off, twist that onto your camera, onto your M50 there, and then you twist that off, and then you've got your other end for the Canon camera lenses as well. It's got a little mount at the bottom as well, which you can take off, so you can just have the standard adapter itself. So anybody with a Canon M50, I would definitely suggest getting one of these if you want to move up to different lenses. If you're happy with a standard lens, then that's fine. You don't need one of these. these. This is just if you want to upgrade and sort of go to bigger and better lenses. Okay, moving on to my next piece of kit now. This is Keely's. This isn't actually mine, but she has kindly donated it to me. She used to use this with her old 450D, I think it was. This is a 75 to 300mm. I haven't actually got around to using this for any shooting yet. It does seem like it would be a good lens. I did take it out for a little test run to see if I can get some shots of the moon. They didn't really turn out all that well. I didn't really want to spend too much time on it. 75 to 300 though, that is a good zoom. You are going to get a good zoom out of this. Quality wise, I'm not 100% sure. I think I should probably go out and do a test run with it. Maybe I'll film it and let you guys decide yourself whether you think the quality is better than a standard camera lens. It does have an autofocus and manual focus feature as well on the lens itself. Also has a macro feature as well. Overall, it seems like a really good lens. Obviously it is old. Keely had this back when she was like, 12. Okay, so next piece of gear is a cup of tea. You're gonna need a cup of tea every day of your life because a cup of tea is just, Are you still drinking yours? Because I've nearly finished mine. Scratch that, I just finished it. Moving swiftly on to my favorite piece of gear that I've got so far. This one is the 24 to 70mm Canon lens. This is an absolute beast. I got it from new. Very, very good quality. A 2.8 aperture. It generally is just a big lens. Like, look at that. That is beautiful. The 24 to 70 is easily by far my favorite lens so far. It has an auto and manual focus feature on the lens itself. Very heavy, very weighty, so if you do have a smaller camera like myself, it is going to be very lens heavy, so make sure that you balance that out nicely. Obviously, if you're using it for a gimbal or a tripod, you don't want it going. Very, very good piece of kit. Would definitely recommend if you're just starting out in cinematography. 24 is small enough that it's almost a wide angle lens, and 70 is just that little bit of zoom, which really, really does well. Microphone switch time! Okay, so that one was the Comica that you have just been listening to. We're gonna move on now to the newest edition of my microphone family, which is the Rode. Now, this one came as a package. It came with the microphone, a boomstick, and a long microphone cable as well. This one requires a 9-volt battery to power. It has two settings. It's got an on setting and then it's got 80Hz as well. Not 100% sure what that does, not gonna lie. They did advise as well that a 9-volt battery usually lasts around 100 hours. So it seems to be very, very good. I did an ASMR video with it the other day, which should be uploaded by now. If it's not, Dean, what the hell are you doing, man? Upload that shit. Rode seems to be the favorite brand for microphones when I've been researching on YouTube and stuff like that. A lot of people tend to use this. It does also come with a little muffler as well for the windy days. I haven't had a chance to use this yet because I've not really been doing much with this outside. However, I've always wanted to have one of these and they're kind of funny and it reminds me of a dead rat. Okay, let's move on then, shall we? I'm gonna switch this out. And there we have it. We're back to the Rode microphone that we had at the start of the video. So let's do a bit more of a review of my gear and then we can go on to sort of reviews of the microphone as well. So next item on the agenda is a flash that I've had for quite a while. I did use this with my old Pentax, however, it wasn't very compatible with it, so it only worked on like certain occasions. I mean, it seems to be a good flash. Comes with a extra diffuser and a little card as well. One thing I do know is this thing eats batteries like a monster. Overall, it seems to be a very good flash. I'm not mega into flashes at the minute. Like, I don't really use flashes. I don't do much photography. That is, however, to come, so I will be probably using this at some point. This one is a Speedlight IN560IV. Does come with a built-in LED as well, so you don't have to use the flash, you can just put this on. I guess it's just like sort of like a torch thing. Seems pretty cool. I don't really see the point in it much, but you know, it's always good to have a torch. You never know when you'll need one. So my aim when my camera comes tomorrow is to do a little bit more photography as well. Honestly, I just want to use that camera to do everything. Like it's my all-in-one camera, hopefully. I've seen a lot of people use the 1DX Mark II on loads of different videos and the quality just seems incredible. You've also got that sweet 4K at 60 frames a second, which I can't wait to use. You've also got the 1080 at 120 as well, which is going to be great for nice slow motion shots, which I can't wait to do. So next is this monster. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the sole reason why I got into cinematography. This is called a DJI Ronin S, and god damn, this thing is awesome. So this thing stabilizes your camera. It's got motors that work. So if you're running around, you're not getting a shake. It really, really does well in stabilizing those videos when you're out running around. It's got its own tracking system. You connect your phone to it via Bluetooth. Comes with a little tripod as well. Obviously, you just put this on the ground like this, and there you have it. He's sat on the floor really, really nicely. Also doubles as an extra handle, which is great because you get a firmer grip. It does also twist off as well, so you don't actually have to have this on. If you wanted to go one hand, then you can. I personally don't take this off really because I find it a lot easier to keep it on. It makes everything more stable. If you're looking to start low, go for a cheaper model. They all do the same sort of thing. It just depends on how much you're willing to put into the project itself. This and the Zion Crane as well, they're basically the same thing. I think there's a couple of differences. There's many reviews on there that you can go and look at. I did decide to buy a few accessories that go with the DJI Ronin S, including the focus wheel, which you double up with the focus motor. Now what this does is you have a little rod that goes next to your camera, and basically you put this on, and then you get this little wheel here. You put a strap on the lens where the focus is, and then this connects to this wheel, and then you sort of move the wheel, and then this wheel will turn and you can focus in and out rather than having to do it on the lens itself. I haven't really got around to using it much because I have such a light camera. Obviously when the 1DX Mark II comes tomorrow, hopefully I can start using it a little bit more. It is very practical, especially when you're out in the field. It does add a lot of weight to the lens though, so just make sure that if you are going to get it, just make sure that you've got a heavy enough camera to compensate for the extra weight. One thing that doesn't come with the focus motor that you will need is the riser. It's the camera riser. You will need to get this for the focus motor to work. It's only this big, but it's the piece that you need to make this work. So basically what this has is it has two holes in the riser itself that you will need for the focus motor. So when you're screwing in the rod, you are going to need those two holes for it to be mounted on properly. So if you are planning on getting the focus motor, make sure you get the camera riser to go with it. I was stressing myself out because I didn't know what was wrong, I didn't know what I was doing, but it turns out it was just this little piece of thing here that I needed. Also, in my gear, I carry around a Canadian 25 cents a quarter, just because I use that to screw in and unscrew the mounts and stuff. I use that for that. I probably should invest in like a screwdriver or something, but this just seems to do the job, so I don't see the point in changing it really. So another accessory I got for the Ronin S was an external monitor. Now I don't technically need this at the minute because my camera has a flip out screen. However, when the 1DX Mark II comes, I will be needing this a lot more because I need to make sure that I'm getting those smooth, super crispy shots that I'm gonna need. It comes with a mount that mounts onto the side of your Ronin S here, and then you can sort of watch it as you're filming as well. It twists around, you can twist it wherever you go. Very practical, especially if you don't have a flip out screen. Definitely would suggest and make sure you get the highest quality one that you can, and make sure you get a quality that is similar to your camera. This one I believe is a 4K one. So if you have a camera that shoots in 4K, make sure you're getting a 4K external monitor because it's going to give you that true reading that you're going to need. The only downside of having this though is there is a wire that has to lead from the camera itself onto this. So this would only really be useful for when you're not really doing a lot of turning, just because the wire gets tangled and then your motors start working overdrive and it's just a mess really. Definitely would recommend for stationary videos like this one. It is going to help you in the long run, and overall just a great accessory to have. Another DJI product is the lens support. This is not exactly necessary, however, it does give it just that little bit of extra support when you're using the Ronin S. I thought it could be useful because I had a very heavy lens with a really light camera. It didn't prove exactly mega useful, however, if you find it useful, let me know. Just a cool little thing I like to keep just in case. My most recent DJI product purchase is the handles. These are very, very good when you're out shooting. They clip on like so, very, very easy. They do have a safety catch as well. Tighten them up, and then before you know it, you've got yourself a two-handed grip side by side rather than top and bottom. This makes it a lot easier to control your camera, in my opinion. You're using two hands either side, use it up and down like this, and if you're using the same two positions the whole day, it kind of gets a little bit grueling. So in my opinion, having these just to switch it up every now and again makes it a lot better. It just feels a lot more sturdy in my hands. You can actually twist these and put them in like this, and you can put them out as far as you want. Not only that, you've got the holes on the side here, so you can put all the mounts on. So you can put your external monitor on there, you can put an external microphone, and you've got multiple of them. So you can really rig this out with a lot of accessories if you really wanted to. Obviously it's gonna get a lot heavier if you do, but the option is there to put as many as you want on, really. Very, very practical when you're out shooting. So because the 24 to 70mm is my main lens, I have purchased 3 filters to go with that as well. I've got a UV filter, I've got an ND filter, and I've got a polarizer as well. I haven't had a chance to use those because we're in the middle of winter and it is not particularly sunny outside at the minute, and we are in England, so. Another thing worth mentioning is your cup of tea. Very, very good tool, very tasty, and works very, very well every day. Have you drunk yours yet? I don't know how long this video is gonna be, so I tell you what, post in the comments the time that you finished your cup of tea. That would be interesting to know, to see how many people are drinking tea and how fast they're drinking it. A couple notable mentions as well. I have a mini version of a GorillaPod. I wouldn't particularly suggest this for a DSLR. The DSLR tends to be quite heavy. It does bend quite easily when you've got the DSLR on. It did do me well when I was in Paris, however, I had to hold it very, very high up. If I had it down here, it would just flop around. So I would definitely suggest getting the bigger one for DSLRs. However, if you are gonna use it for a phone, then by all means, go ahead. It is light, it is small, they can be sturdy for the phone, and it does mount a phone clip on it quite well. The pro for this is obviously that you can hook it onto different surfaces. Definitely worth a mention. Another cool little kit that I have is this thing. If you are a mobile phone user and you wanna expand on your videography or photography with that, then I would definitely suggest this. This is a 2-lens kit for your phone. So you have this clip which clips onto the edge of your phone. I'll tell you what, let me get my phone. So you have your phone, right? And you have this clip, and then this clip just clips over your camera like so. It comes with 2 lenses, even comes with like a little lens cap and everything. This thing is honestly so cute. So this is the macro lens that comes with the kit, and basically you just twist it on, nice and simple, clip it over your camera, and it does look a little blurry when it is like this, but however, if you watch my finger, as I get closer and closer, it becomes much more in focus and macrofied. Very, very good, especially if you're doing a TikTok for an eye video. I don't know how good this looks on the screen, however, this is my eye. Welcome. Very, very good piece of kit, especially if you're looking at doing more phone photography. Moving on to the second lens in this little kit, we have the wide angle lens. Now, this is great for those landscape shots. Again, comes with a lens cap. So as you can see, it is a fantastic little lens. It's got a slight fisheye on it. Again, you just twist it on, clip it onto your lens and let it do the work. Okay, so this is standard phone, and then you've got the wide angle. As you can see a lot more around me. It's great for landscape shots. You can just get a lot more in the frame. It does have a little bit of a fisheye effect on, however, it's not massive. Fantastic piece of kit, would definitely recommend. I will see if I can find it out and put it in the description for you. If I can't, I apologize, you're just gonna go and have to find it yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I hope you've enjoyed this little review of the 3 microphones, the standard built-in one, the Comica, and the Rode. Let me know which one you like better. Did you finish your cup of tea, and what time did you finish it? And hopefully this video was somewhat informative for your future camera gear. If you do have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Make sure you leave a comment. Anything that you want to know about my gear. Stay tuned for an unboxing video for tomorrow, because I am hopefully going to be getting the 1DX Mark II, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I've been waiting ages for this, and I just can't wait to get out and shoot with it, honestly. See if we can get some crispy, nice little B-roll. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you a lot later.